Hello, namaste and welcome in the series of cybersecurity. This side is Meena and today I will discuss about what are the main firewall technologies. Nowadays requirements are different. We are using different networks type, different devices, and as per those requirements definitely there are different uh, we can say implementation of the rules, different requirements from the firewall. Okay, so there are number of technologies which we can use for our different requirements. Okay, so what's those technologies and how these are beneficial for an organization or being at personal level as well to combat against the cyber crimes, different type of threats. Okay, and today's session I will discuss about all this. So let's start today's session. As you can see here, there is the OSI model. When we are communicating with another device, okay, say for example over the different network, yeah, so it's just not like immediately that start to send the data. There is a long process, lot of things include in it. Okay, so as we know, our electronic devices, which are digital devices, we can say, those are working on the bits. Okay, 0 1, but that bits are not readable, or we can say not understandable for us, and it's not easy for everyone to get out of all these 0 1s, but it's making sense. Clear? So when we are forwarding one information from one network to the other, or on the other network, say internet. Okay, when one data or one packet will be sent over there, it will just go through with so many processes. For example, this is the OSI model. It's a worldwide known model. When the data transfer from one device to another device, it's go through with those tests stages. Or the TCP/IP is the another model which is well known in the IT industry. Clear? So when we are dealing with the data, first of all, that's in bits. Okay, when it's just forward to the another level, higher level, we can say that's that is frame, where it includes the MAC address of our LAN card. Okay, we just come to know, yeah, from which device that data is we are receiving. Okay, so that's our LAN devices. It can be wireless or the wired network card, we can say. Okay, for example, this is the network card here, and this layer will include the information along with the piece of the data which is in 0 1 format, and that piece of information include the source MAC address, destination MAC addresses, and the many other another fields it includes. So just I'm not going to discuss each and everything here right now about OSI mode. Then it will go through to the next level, network address, because over the network, MAC address is useful just only on in a single local area network. But when we are passing our data from one network to another network, there is the role of the IP addresses. Okay? And IP addresses is just unique for every devices as well. From which IP addresses we are sending our data, from which IP address we will receive the data. So that information, when it's just added with it, that is the network layer protocol, network layer work, where that make a packet. When it is at the physical layer, this is bits. When it will move on the another level, that's a frame, then packet, and then another higher level, that's a transport layer, which will include the port number, destination port, source port, or many another things they will add. Say when we talk about TCP UDP, that's the differentiate or the identification happen on the transport layer. So when it reach at that point, this is a segment, and then session layer, presentation, and the application layer. So what we are looking in our applications, that we are just seeing it in the presentation layer. Clear? So why, what's the logic of discussing OSI model at that point? Clear? Because firewall, when we implementing the firewall, definitely we need to look all these things, we need to filter all these things as per the filtration of this one. We are saying from certain port number, okay, we are blocking. Say for example, we are saying telnet we are not allowing, okay. So what the port for the telnet is we are blocking. So we just need to know what telnet port is here and where I want to block it, because this is not secure. So I want to say SSH is allowed but telnet is blocked. So when the traffic, for example here at the outside world, that's or the internet, and somebody is just trying to access our devices via telnet, okay, and when they receive the traffic from telnet, then they say no, this is not allowed. So that's happening at that level, okay. So firewall is working at the transport layer, clear. So and when we are blocking certain IP addresses or the network, complete network of the IP addresses, then our firewall is working on the base of the at that layer. Means now it is just observing this point, what is the IP addresses, whether that's in my list, allowed or allow or deny, clear. And when we are saying on the session layer or application layer filtering is happening, then our firewall must be capable of all these doing the stateful filtration. It's depend upon what functionality is our firewall is having, what type of filtration they can do, and what type of rule we can implement. Because at the granular level, when we are saying in the certain for example here port number 53 is open, so 53 for the DNS is open here, and when the traffic is coming for from this port, and maybe other protocol is also using that particular port, and we, if just we are doing the filtration only on the base of the port number, then it will allow all the other protocols which is just using that port number to enter in our network. And if we are saying our firewall is working on the application layer, then definitely we can differentiate this particular application is allowed but another application is blocked on that certain port number, clear. And even in the specific applications, we want to say certain part of the this particular application we want to use, we don't want to use another one. We can also work on the very fine level of the firewall, okay? And firewall can be on the hardware base, software base, which can be implemented at the boundary level, at the network level, okay. It can be implemented on the host base, on our servers, on our end devices, we can implement it, that's one. And packet filtering is doing at that level, clear. And application gateway and so proxy firewall, circuit firewall, stateful, these are the another we can say filtration of those things. When we are saying proxy, means directly our traffic is not interacting to the outside world. On the behalf of proxy firewall, for first of all that information will go to that proxy firewall, and then they will observe what is the content inside it, what is the port number and each and everything what we have specified. Then they will find it out, and which is just allowed on the behalf of proxy, that information will go. When the reply will come, then they will check it and then they will forward it. Simple. Another way, session layer filtration can also happen. There are different things. So nowadays multiple features included into the firewall, whether there's a IPS, whether there's a visibility or IDS functionality, just interacting with the threat intelligence. Lot many features included in the firewalls. That's UTM kind of firewalls we are having, next generations, or the specific threat focused firewall also there. And nowadays wonderful functionality of the firewall is also in a virtualization firewall. So we need not to purchase a box for that. If we have a server, then we can implement in our virtual environment, and then we can run all this the functionality of firewall, Okay, so isn't it so awesome and wonderful way of different technologies we can use in the firewalls at as per the requirement and as per our budget come whatsoever the budget we are having, the functionality we can also have in the certain firewalls. Okay, and follow me on the cybersecurity prism and get the notification for the next interesting and informative session. Also share that session with your friends and group members as well, so that they will be able to understand different technologies of the firewalls and how these are differentiated from one to another, and as per the OSI model, how to just understand all these things. Okay, and in the next session I will discuss about how are hackers targeting victims worldwide. Namaste, see you in the next session.